try to fix this scoreboard real quick. Townsend going to throw to B, Mike complete. And pull it down. Townsend takes a snap. Incomplete. Rush coming on it. How did he get out of that? Timmy running and wow. Gaskins and Swole had shots at him. Gonna throw it up, incomplete. Snap, Townsend. Gonna throw off the hands, incomplete. Now Townsend. Rush coming, Timmy Townsend. And incomplete. Try to get it to Bray. Third down short. And it looks like they got Gaskins. Rush will come, and he's pulled down by Cooper. Broadax in the blue. Number 9 in the power rankings with a 2-5 record. Their worst margin at this time of the season in over a decade. Usually they have a winning record, but this will be the first season they finish versus a losing record since at least the 2000s, maybe even the 90s. It's been a long run for Broadax. Began in 1992 as Miller Lite, and they've been playing every season since. Nearly 30 years old now. They don't have the original team anymore, but a new generation of Broadax keeps coming with each passing year. And right now, Townsend leads that generation. Hands off to the left side. Bray turning up. Will Bray finally pulled down. Program number 4 in the power rankings, 4-3 on the year. An improvement over last year's mark. They will at least finish 500 this season. Last season it was a losing record. I believe they finished about 3-5 on the season before winning the B bracket against the Spartans in the B bracket championship. No B bracket this season. However, the program and the Spartans will meet once more in 2 weeks. Program has the 4 seed, Spartans has the 5. Snap Townsend to the right. Going to throw it up. Incomplete. Third down coming. Third down coming.
15.
Program began in 2016.
10.
But they have origins that go as far back as the 1990s. A team in a day called Gold's Gym would become the PG Hitmen. Some of their members formed Storm, and then some of them formed Nighthawks. And some of those Nighthawks. However, there's a flag coming out on this play. So we got a personal foul on Swole. Program has never beaten Broadax under the program banner. The closest they came was back last spring in Greencastle. They led the Broadax 12-0 at halftime before Kevin Clancy rallied them back in the second half, scoring in the final minute to win it 14-12. And that's the closest the program has came. In a way, like I said, they are a spiritual successor to Gold's Gym, the Hitmen, Storm, and Nighthawks. So if you want to get technical, this game has been played almost yearly since the 1990s in some way or another. Whether it was Gold's Gym, Hitmen, Storm, Nighthawks, or now the program. Townsend throws it up complete. Lost the ball at the end. Program saying no catch, and no catch. What is a catch in Washington County these days? They're saying he didn't maintain possession. I mean, I don't know. There was a similar play against Warriors a few weeks ago. That was ruled a catch, that wasn't. Townsend takes a snap, running himself. Timmy Townsend, hold down. First and goal. Townsend takes a snap. Sacked. Kaja got him.
So that puts Warriors in second and Misfits third.
Yep, and then from there, I want to say the 4th seed is
Spartans.
well, program
Really? Oh, because
Head to head.
They have to win them. But I think they was.
should be head to
I
head.
think the Spartans were up above them points wise or something like that.
Usually head to head determines that. I don't know why points are being used this year. It makes no sense. I never heard of points being used first. That's weird. Complete. Short of the end zone.
Good snag, boy. Take that mess.
That's that.
Honestly, Brian, thinking about it, no matter if they're 4 or 5, they're going to play each other.
Right.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter because it's going to be a matter of just who's on what sideline, actually.
Right.
Yeah. The program is trying to earn a 5th win of the season. And that would be a major improvement over last year's mark. Man in motion, it's Bray. Townsend a little low, gonna step it up. Hey, buddy. You're good. Are you going to? Awesome, man. Little Maddox going live today. He's a warrior at heart, although he wears the misfit black. He's happy either way. New Jersey, new victory. A good day for little Maddox Collins so far.
Oh, you got the young one, huh? Working the camera.
They score?
Close. Yeah, he gave him a touchdown.
Oh, I didn't even realize that happened. I turned my back for a second thinking the play was done. Okay. Kick is up and it's good, and I missed that. My bad. So the score is going to be Broadax 7, program nothing. And the boys in blue will take the field. It's mentioned 2 and 5 on the season. You have to go back to a month ago when their last win was. That was against Pure Chaos. A 26-6 win. Since then, Broadax has lost 4 in a row. And the problems that have haunted them all season is just a lack of a bench. They have just not had guys. I have to say, this is the lowest in depth I've seen Broadax. And they're going to call a quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, to score, Broadax 7, program 0. And we'll start behind the quarterback here. One tight, 4 wide. Takes a snap. Polo with the catch. I have to ask this question. What the hell is your name?
Nick.
Nick. His name is Nick. All right.
Hey, can you stop calling me Gary too, bro? I don't like that shit.
You don't like the last name?
No, just call me Dev. Man.
Okay, my
Just
bad.
call me Dev.
I just try to keep it the professionals do.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So it's Nick and Dev. Okay, we got it now. Replacing the old designations of QB and Gary, respectively. So Nick in the gun, 1 tight, 4 wide. Takes the snap, going to his right, looking for Dev, and it's incomplete.
Yep. Yes, sir. I was parking.
You're gonna have to get the guy on right.
I had a guy in my gap too.
Yeah, no, they have 4. So that's man on that.
Third down coming up. Takes a snap. Nick gonna fire it up. Complete. First down program. And the Cramley, whose offense has been a struggle all season, it's a huge play. We talked about it on Washington County Live a few weeks ago. Program only averaging 10 points per game. And despite that, they're 4-3. There's some low-scoring weeks for the Cramley. Takes a snap. Left side, complete. And, oh! And dropped it. Second down coming up. And in motion. He asked Nick to do it. Takes the snap. Nick. Oh, he's trying to throw it. He got it. No, he did not get it off. Either way, and drops it. So a sack by Broadaxe.
Yeah, bring it in, bring it in.
Good. Good.
They're bringing pressure. So someone come in. You gotta have
Program. They're not really going to be able to really move up or down, really. I believe they are locked for the 4th seed with the Spartans loss. Although for some reason we're using point differential as a tiebreaker this year instead of head-to-head. I don't know when that became a thing. But not my league. Either way, they'll play the Spartans in 2 weeks. There's no change in that matchup. So that matchup is set in stone. In fact, I believe almost all the matchups are. We'll see. Nick. Gonna throw it up. Complete. Paulo. First down program. Try to think of scenarios. Ruckus got the win earlier, so they hold the tiebreaker over Broadaxe. However, X-Dogs is also there. They hold the tiebreaker over Ruckus. However, Broadaxe holds the tiebreaker over X-Dogs. So, Broadaxe, if a win here, is guaranteed a 6th seed. But with a loss, there is potential they could become a 7th seed. We'll see how it all plays out. Point differential is the key. Takes the snap. Gonna throw it up! Almost intercepted. Man in motion, it's Polo. Takes a stab, Nick. That's an interception. And Broadaxe will take over.
that shit off again.
Fourth of 5 games we'll have for you today on Blunt Talk Media. Fifth one coming up tonight, 6:30 p.m. We'll have the Brunswick Railroaders against the Cecil County Chaos, and will be a chaotic matchup live from Othello Park in beautiful Brunswick, Maryland. Hey, B-Mike's been balling at KFFL. I think someone noticed that finally. Townsend got away. Complete. Program wants a flag guard. There is a penalty flag coming from Brian Davis, the former #1 recruit in the country. Timmy Townsend, second-year quarterback for Broad Axe, began last fall. 20 years old, second season. Bit of a sophomore slump. A little low. Gets it off complete. Townsend, winner of Rookie of the Year last year in the Washington County Flag Football League at the Joey Blaze Blunt Talk Awards. Excellent season. Got Broad Axe to the semifinals, where they would fall ultimately to X-Dogs. There is a scenario where they could meet in the semis again. We'll talk about that in a moment, as well as other playoff scenarios. And what is the wrap-up game of the season? Snap, Townsend, hands off middle. Bray, and they're going to be pulled down. Bounce to the right. Go to throw. And that's a catch. Or is it? Are they saying that was not a catch? Sorry, man. I didn't know he was behind me. He'll take my job in about 10 years. Maybe even shorter.
15 seconds. 10.
Ray in motion. Timmy stepping up, running himself. Timmy Townsend, look at the moves. And finally pulled down. Talking playoff scenarios. Program is locked into their matchup with the Spartans regardless of what happens here. At this point, they're just trying to get a 5th win, which would improve their franchise record all time to 47-37. So program getting closer to 50 wins in franchise history. They won't. They could hit this mark this season. We'll see. A win today will get them closer to that 50th win in franchise history. 42 and 34 they were in the season. One of the best records in the last decade, actually. Townsend takes a snap. Throws it up. Incomplete.
My bad.
Yeah, you're good. Happened to me a million times, Brian.
Yeah, sometimes you sit right there.
The circuit refs, I don't know what's their whistles. They're a lot louder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I've been like 10 feet away and my eardrum's busted.
Oh, the electric ones.
I don't know what they were using, but like they were like here and it blew. I was like, God.
Yeah, I got an electric one. It's 3 volumes. The loudest.
That could have been it, yeah.
Went back, spent $39 for that shit. Man. We used it one time at the KFL.
They haven't used it since? Well, don't tell the Parks and Rec.
What? He knows?
No, really? Well, I
2
guess,
minutes.
well, if he's cool with it, I don't care then. 2 minutes.
Those rules are dumb anyways.
Townsend takes a snap. Gonna throw right side. That's a touchdown, Broadax. And Broadax takes a 13-0 lead on the program. Who, like I said, they've only averaged 10 points per game this season. They've surrendered 15. And right now, they're not in a good deficit to be in.
Yeah.
So it's 13-0 Axe, and we're going to stay behind the post for the extra point.
Whoa.
Blocked! And it's 13-0. So program back on offense. And what has been a very odd year for the Cramley. We'll see that in a minute. Nick takes the snap. Going to go right sack complete. Maxwell turning up. And out of bounds. And there's a late flag. We'll see what Tom's calling. Hold on the defense. So that should be a first down for the program. We mentioned it's been a strange year for the Cramley. They were one of the first teams to be practicing. And in fact, we were there over at E. Russell Hicks Middle School when they took on the Spartans back in the preseason, a 12-0 program win. They were one of the more active teams during Corona season, practicing almost every week, twice a week, playing almost every week too. Nick takes a snap. Left side complete. Oh, another drop by Ant. And Ant's having a rough game. Nick takes a snap. Running himself. First down for the Cramley. Timeout program. 124 remaining. And they want a false start on the offense. Talking playoff scenarios, program, like we said, they're locked to that matchup with the Spartans. Which is very suitable for either team to be a final game of, considering the rivalry that's happened over the last year with them. A rivalry that goes back before the Spartans reboot in 2019. We'll get to that next week, or 2 weeks when we do that game. We'll get into the history of those two. Nick takes the snap, right side, complete Devin. And we can't get around Big Mike. But Devin gets around the Broad Axe defense for a bit of a gain. Third down. Throws the Devin, complete. Devin running through and pulled down. Devin Gary, who came over from the Spartans. In fact, he played for the Spartans in the first meeting. Like we said, it's going to be an interesting game in 2 weeks in program. The Spartans meet again. But right now, the Crown, we got to get something together, because right now,
every week we play time. Every week we play time, and whoever else is on the field, man.
Yo, what down we got? We got fourth down.
Jesus.
Fourth down coming up. 2 cones.
What we got?
Hey, stick with it.
Nick on to the right. Throw incomplete. And they're going to say intentional grounding against the program. Either way, it's a turnover on downs, and Broad Axe will take over. And what has so far mostly been Broad Axe. Speaking of Broad Axe, looking at their scenarios, a win today, they lock up the 6th seed, and they'll be able to take on the Misfits in 2 weeks. See how Chris Tivis fares against his former team.
We need one. Be Mike.
However, there is a scenario, I do believe, depending on what the final of this is, where Broad Axe could potentially fall to 7th or 8th. That would require a loss here. And then from there, we'll see what the tiebreakers are. Right now, head-to-head won't apply. It's 1-1 between them, Ruckus and X-Dogs. Point differential would come next. Broad Axe, I would believe, has the closest point differential. So they may hold a tiebreaker there. We'll see. Ruckus did win 29-0 earlier. That improves their differential a lot. Townsend going to throw it up. Incomplete.
Time check. 22. 33 seconds. 33.
33 seconds left in the half. Snap Townsend. Throws complete. And pulled down. That's funny.
Motion.
Snap Townsend. And pulled down.
Right.
19 seconds left till half. Townsend to the right. Almost intercepted by Anderson.
Time check.
12 seconds left. As mentioned, there is a scenario where Broadex could play pure chaos. But I think the more likelihood is they either get Misfits or Warriors, which depends on the result of this game, to be honest.
13. Time check 13. 12.
The top 5 seeds are settled. The bottom, the mid 3 after that are not. We do know Chaos is number 9. They'll be in the play-in game next week, and they'll have to play Showtime afterwards. And when I say next week, I mean 2 weeks. I keep forgetting we won't be here next week. No games. A rare off day. Snap Townsend. Going to the left. Timmy Townsend throwing back. Almost intercepted by Gaskins. Big Malcolm diving.
Field goal.
5 seconds, and they are gonna call a field goal. So this is from about 23 plus 17. This will be a 40-yard attempt for Broadax. I want to say Kyle Marshall has the longest this year. That's just a guess.
Open. Close.
And we'll be back here for the kick. Here we go. Ball down. Blocked! Parks with the block. And I don't think enough time off the clock. I think, are we set half? No indication. Both sidelines are dispersing, so that's halftime. With the score, well, no, Tom's saying 2 seconds. I was going to say, I don't think enough time went off the clock. That was a very quick play. As soon as the ball was snapped, the ball was blocked. Is program going to go for it? Okay. 4 seconds? Only 1 second went off? Okay. Wild. Wild. I mean, to be fair, if it had been blocked, it would have been halftime. So it was a split second, it did feel like. So blocked kick. Cramley will have one last shot before half. Nick takes the snap, a little low. Going left side, complete to Ant. Finally, he caught it. Gonna throw to Cortez, turning up. Cortez Boyce. They're about to throw it for a second. Gonna pitch it back to Ant, who throws it back to Nick. Nick gonna run it. Ladders to Polo. And finally, Polo is pulled down. But what a play before halftime. With the score, Broadex 13, Program 0. We'll be right back. Resume here with this play. Look at this. Polo running it in. Touchdown, Program. Just in time. Caught the second half of that play. And the Program is on the board. And the score becomes 13-6.
I grabbed this. No, I pulled this. Next time is going to grab it.
They're going for 2.
I pulled this. I had to hold it.
I don't understand this one. Well, they're going for 1. Is this 2 or no? It looks like 1 now. So they're going to go for 1. They're going to go for 1. Nick to the right. Incomplete. And the score sits at 13-6 Broadax. We missed the first play and the half of the second play. Program moved the ball a lot better on that drive than they did in the first half. Now they're down by 7 to Broadax in this final game of the regular season. What's at stake? Broadax trying to get the 6th seed. If they do that with a win here, they will play the Misfits in 2 weeks. A loss, however, there is a possibility at the 7th seed for which they would play the Warriors instead. Depends on the final score of this one as well. A lot of scenarios here. Townsend low snap. Incomplete. There is a scenario where Ruckus may be able to move up, but they're going to need a lot to happen for them. Their 29-0 win over Chaos did help that a lot. If not, they're going to meet again in a few weeks. Low snap break. Affected the Raven with the motion. Complete on the right side. And pulled down. Low snap, Townsend fakes. Left side complete. Ooh. Pulled down and bodied up. Snap, Townsend. Ooh, ripped his shorts. Gonna throw it complete. And the program stepping it up here in this second half. Recap of the earlier games. It was Ruckish 29, Chaos 0. Then in the second game, it was Misfits 19, Spartan 6. And the third game, it was Warriors 20, Misfits 6. Warriors clinched the 2 seed over the Misfits. And emotions, Bray takes a snap. Another throw left side to Will Bray. Bray pulled down. Fourth down coming up for Broadax. Townsend takes a snap. Almost intercepted. And the program will take over, and not a really good decision for Broadax. They gave program a short field. Got to show a little more respect for that offense and that.
Go!
And emotions Polo, and there's a false start on the right side.
No, you said it. I felt like it took a little longer.
Man in motion, it's Polo. To the right. Nick running. Finally pulled down. Snap Nick. Sacked, I thought, yep. Oh, they're saying a ball got off. Third down is the call. You dummy. Fuck, you guys speed.
You said what?
Snap Nick. Left side, low to Tez, incomplete. Nick takes a snap, right side polo. Complete. First down program.
Nick, look. Look, Nick. Look, Nick. Look, Nick.
Snap, Nick. Stepping up, running it himself, pull down. Second down coming up. Looking at the postseason history of these two teams, let's go as far back as spring 2016. This was a semifinal matchup in the Washington County Flag Football League playoffs. Broad Axe defeated the program to advance to the championship, where they would go on to defeat Market Street Mayhem.
I had to hold the whole belt.
Fall of 16, Broad Axe won the league, defeating Market Street again. Program, on the other hand, struggling to get a playoff win after that first season. And in fact, the program only has one playoff win in their franchise history, and that was against Ruckus back in the spring of 2016. And what was a similar season to this one, 9-team playoff. But they have made the Final Four on two different occasions. Fall of 16, or spring of 16 rather, as well as spring of 18. Broad Axe made the Final Four the last two seasons. Got to the semis and lost to X-Dogs, and then, oh, they got them. Excellent. Excellent discipline by the program, poor by Broad Axe. As mentioned, Broad Axe been to the Final Four numerous times, won championships numerous times. They had a dynasty run, but nothing since the fall of 17. We'll get into more postseason histories in 2 weeks when we hit our postseason show. November 7th, we'll be live. 9 a.m. We'll see what the schedule holds. The next Washington County Flag Football Live will be November 4th. We're done for the month, though. So this is the last Washington County programming you'll see for 10 days from me. Nick takes a snap. Sack. Big Mike got him. Man in motion. And that's going to be against the program. Final game of the regular season. We know program has Spartans in 2 weeks. We're still trying to figure out who Broad Axe will have. And a season where everyone gets in, perhaps the greatest playoffs in Washington County history. Handoff, right side, cutting in. And they're going to call flag guard. And the program loses more yards. Just noticed the quarter was wrong. Let me fix that.
What side you on? What side you on? What side you on? Chip side. So you working on that side?
15 seconds.
Third down, 2 sticks, 15 seconds in the huddle.
10.
Keith calling 10. Nick, right side to Ant, complete. Ant gonna throw deep. Caught! What a play! And the program's offense coming to life in this second half. Brian signaling it, touchdown program, 13-12. Remember, this Cramley team was only averaging about 10.5 per game coming in. Now, I think they're going to play for the lead. So, program playing for the lead. Like I said, trying to get their first ever win against Broadaxe. It's been a 4-year struggle to get that first win. They were close at Greencastle last year. Timeout, Cram. Flashback last year, it was 12-0 program at halftime against Broadaxe. That was in Greencastle. Kevin Clancy rallied Broadaxe in the second half to defeat the program 14-12. Could it be a similar story today? So here we go for the lead. Nick. Gonna throw way short of the end zone. Wait a minute, can he get there? No, they got the pull. Oh, what a pull! Excellent defense by Broadaxe. Got you, Ron. What a pull! What a play!
That's why I missed both. Look at his belt. Zoom in on that. Wait till the same thing.
And the score is 13-12. 1-point game. Townsend to the right. Complete. And pulled down.
Hey, I need a receiver. I need a receiver. One play. Did it break? Hey, that's good. Quick shit. Quick shit. Yes. You want me to break? You gotta get it quick. Did it break or you good? No, I just came off. Nah, you good? I think it broke. Yeah, it broke. It broke, Jimmy.
They got to get a new flag belt. It broke. He might try to.
Switch it out, yeah. Switch it out.
Yeah, Tom's saying switch it out.
Right now.
Maybe not now. So you got it fixed.
You got 15 seconds.
Townsend in the gun. B Mike in the backfield. 1 point game here in Mardu Snook. A classic brewing between Program and Broadaxe late in the season. Townsend. Rush coming. They got him! Kaja and Malcolm coming in. Okay. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I got you.
And Tivis gives up another sack.
They saw it. They know.
I helped them.
Man in motion, it's Michael. Takes the snap, stepping up to me, Townsend. Swole in front of him. I think Swole got him. Marking him short. Swole with the stop. An excellent one-on-one there by Swole defensively on Townsend. Program is trying to say it's 4th down. I got 3rd. I definitely think it's 3rd down. 2 yards a gain. Can the Cramley get a stop? Takes the snap, Townsend. Almost intercepted. Trying to get around the big bodies of Broadaxe. It's hard to get around them. Ask opposing defenses.
Tommy Evans, sensible, coming guards. Tommy Evans, sensible, coming guards.
Tom calling it in for a punt. How much, Tom? 310? 310. So 3:10 to go. Program down by 1. They'll get the ball back. They have scored 12 unanswered. We talked about Broadaxe's comeback a year and a half ago in Greencastle. This game's starting to resemble that. Albeit Broadaxe. Oh, well. I think they're going to go for it. 4 seconds, though. Townsend gets it off the punt. Oh, he got it off late. And it's going to roll. And the program will have an opportunity. And up until this point, the Cramley have played a very excellent game in the second half. The defense has shut down Broadaxe. The offense is starting to click. They're very close to hitting their season high, or at least second place for season high. Most amount of points. The most they've had was 25. He calls 2. So here we go. 2 minutes for the program, trying to get win number 5. Finish with a fully winning record. Nick throws to Devin. Devin pulled down by Renner. Gotta hurry. .130 and running to go. Nick takes the snap. Throws. Oh, incomplete to Boyce. $119 remaining.
119. Clock stop. 119.
Third down coming. Snap. Nick. On to get Devin. Complete. And Devin lost the ball at the end. Program wants a tackle. They're not going to get it. They got to hurry up and move, though. Devin didn't get out of bounds. The clock's still running. Program's got to hurry. And thought they got out. But I didn't think he got out at all. I thought he was taken down in bounds myself. Here we go. High drama. Throw back to Ant. Ant's going to run it. Can he throw it up? He's going to go deep. Incomplete.
Seconds
43 to go. Program lost nearly 36 seconds on that play.
You have 2 timeouts left, program.
2 timeouts left for the program.
4-3.
43 remaining in this final game of the regular season.
Hey, 43 seconds.
Bring it in. So both have 2. Come on, man. Let's draw something up. Just touch his ears off. What we thinking? What we thinking?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking.
Watch Ant back here. Could be double pass. Nick stepping up. Gonna run it. Nick cutting inside. Still going. Look at Nick run. He's got a first down. But how much time did he burn? There's a flag, however. Flag guard on Nick.
Come on, man. Hey, keep going.
Let him play, Keith. Let him play. Ron, chill. Come on, fellas.
Savage upset.
Back to the drawing board.
We on the timeout.
Same thing how to do. They're playing. No. It is. No, but if I'm running behind whatever.
4th down. So because the flag guard happened before the line, it's going to be 4th down. So we're going over to the program sideline. It's a free play. Nick on a throw, low, incomplete. So offsides against Broadax.
Hey yo, hey yo, one off. One of y'all off. Still don't get hold in. Yeah. Nah, we need to skip it. Hey, Trent.
Nick takes the snap. Going to throw the polo complete and pulled down immediately. Timeout. Excellent defense. And so we're going to stay on the program sideline for the remainder of this game. As we get closer and closer to the end zone, there is no timeouts left for the program. So the sideline is very important here. Snap, Nick. Going to the right, stepping up. Going to throw. Intercepted. Program wants PI. No PI. Broad axe ball. That'll do it. Brian asking for time. 31 seconds. Brian will call it. That's ball game. Broad axe survives the program 13-12. They'll finish 3-5 on the year. Program falls to 4-4. So we'll recap the scores from today real quick and wrap up our coverage. In the morning game, it was Ruckus 29, Pure Chaos 0. In the second game, it was Misfits 19, Spartans 6. In the third game, it was Warriors 20, Misfits 6.
9 again. Isn't that what you had us at?
Number 9.
Yeah, well, rank it 9 again.
We'll see where they finish in the final rankings at the end of next month.
Joey, I want a 9+ on the rankings. We at least get a plus.
No, we don't want him. We don't want him. Where he at? Where the lights at?
And to wrap up today, Broad Axe defeats the program 13-12. Broad Axe talks. We'll recap the final standings in the Washington County League. Pure Chaos is 9. Actually, we'll have a Broad Axe celebration here. I believe Broad Axe will be the 6th seed.
Hey, I know 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Hey, real quick, guys. Love to have as many of you guys go to Broad Axe as you can. It's hard for me to ask for money from them if we don't get a good showing in there. A sandwich, a beer, in and out, show your face, that's all I gotta see. Also got game board going, I got about 40 spots left for the Cowboys Steelers game in about 2 weeks. Only $10 a spot. So if you haven't paid anything all year, now's the time. $10, it's not hard to do. Loved it today, loved it. See some old faces back here, it's good to see you guys back. Great Broad Axe football today. Broad Axe on 3, 1, 2, 3, go!
And Broad Axe will end the regular season as winners. They defeat the program 13-12. And we'll recap the final standings in the Washington County Flag Football League. The 9th seed will be Pure Chaos, they're 1-7. The 8th seed will be Ruckus at 2-6. The 7th seed will be X-Dogs at 2-6. The 6th seed will be Broad Axe at 3-5. The 5 seed will be, I believe, Spartans at 4-4. Could be Program at 4-4. It don't matter. They're both in the same spot no matter what. They're both playing each other. So, number 3 will be Misfits. They'll finish 6-2 on the year. Number 2 will be the Warriors. They'll finish 6-2 of the year. And the number 1 overall team to end the season will be Showtime. The matchups to come in 2 weeks. We got Pure Chaos and Ruckus, the 8-9 game. The winner will play Showtime. We also have for you the...
Hey, I heard the Warriors are some shit.
The Warriors, the 2 seed. They'll take on the X-Dogs. That'll be a matchup to look forward to. Kevin Clancy and Matt Eisenberg squaring off for the second time. We'll also have for you in 2 weeks Misfits and Broadaxe, the 3-6 game, and then the 4-5 game, Program Spartans. We'll be live. It's going to be lit. It's going to be legit. So until November 4th, the day after the election, I'm Joey Blaze. We'll see you in 10 days here in the Washington County Flag Football League. Good night. But first, we'll see you in Brunswick, 6:30, Railroaders versus the Chaos. See you then.